The State of Azeroth meeting, 52,000 in the waiting room right now for the announcement today. Nobody really knows what's going to be said at this announcement, to be honest. It's going to be... This whole thing was a bit of a surprise. Nobody knew that we were getting really a winter announcement from World of Warcraft today, but we are absolutely getting one. I'll pre-like the video, and we'll see, guys, in 5 minutes. Twitch timer says 5:30. It says 1 minute. It says at 10:55 a.m. This broadcast will begin in 1 minute. It'll probably be a countdown. Maybe it'll be a countdown here. 1 minute. Oh, there it is. There it is. There's the countdown. There's the 5-minute countdown. Hype. That WoW music hitting different. Oh, there's a classic photo. Why am I excited? Dude, announcement videos are always exciting. There's no way this announcement's going to beat the Cow Boss. We'll see. I think Cow Boss is one of the coolest announcements of all time, actually. It's hard to think about 5 years from now how iconic the Cow Boss is going to be, but it is going to be... I predict that it will be immortal status in RuneScape from now until forever. I think it will be one of the greatest additions. It will be known as it'll be known as greater than the Gym Crab. It will be known as a greater addition to the game than the Gym Crab. More iconic. And that's hard to imagine. Here's the bingo for today. We hear you. Oh, that's something that they say a lot. Random celebrity. They usually get some kind of celebrity to be on these. Any celebrity that plays WoW. A new game mode. This is like some kind of... They did this limited time mode called Plunderstorm. Maybe they'll add something like that. Titan Forge Classic Plus right in the middle. They will never say the word Classic Plus. I don't think that they would ever call it Classic Plus. I think it will always be called something else, even though the whole community has known it as Classic Plus for five or 6 years. It's this hypothetical thing that no one knows for sure, but everyone knows it's coming. TBC token, where is that? That's crazy. TBC token is crazy. Chromie. Add-on talk, they're getting rid of add-ons, so they might say something about getting rid of add-ons. Anyways, we're 20 seconds in here, boys. Hype, 20 seconds, hype! Oh, shit. Here we go.
So let's get right into it.
Housing.
Labyrinths.
WoW Classic.
BlizzCon.
So what does this all mean?
This is going to be one for the ages.
Why do we fight? To protect home and bring harmony.
Wow, hi.
This fight is far from over, and Azeroth needs her champion now more than ever.
Whatever's coming, I'll stand with you.
Welcome to the State of Azeroth. When I was thinking about what the State of Azeroth actually means, I started to reflect on why we started doing annual updates in the first place. I remember in 2022 when we were in the twilight of the Shadowlands expansion and Dragonflight was about to launch. The Classic team was cooking on the Burning Crusade and prepping Wrath of the Lich King Classic. It was around this time that a new era emerged for the WoW team. One where we were rapidly evolving and storming toward the future with you on our minds. We created what we call the Live Team to not only support a new 8-week patch cadence, but also noodle on experimental gameplay in modern WoW. This led to Mists of Pandaria Remix, Legion Remix, Plunderstorm, Overcharge Delves, and more.
Okay.
This energy allowed us to be more confident, more committed, and more excited than ever before for both modern and classic WoW. And it led us to share our first ever long-term roadmap to bring us closer to the community that inspires us. Our confidence and commitment since those days has not wavered, and we will continue to share our plans. So what does this all mean? Then and now. It means you are the spark that lights our way. The Warcraft universe has lived for 3 decades because of players who make it meaningful and who give us the opportunity and creative energy to make even more of it. Today, we're on the cusp of the Midnight expansion, and we're excited for the stories that will be told, the memories made, and the triumphs we will earn together as we defend our world once again.
Oh my God.
Light versus Void has been ever present in WoW, and we
It
will
looks
charge
so
into the
bad.
fray with the
sorry.
Harrenir and Devourer demon
Lock in.
hunters by our side. The campaign of Midnight is the kind of story that will find your heart, whether you've just joined us in Azeroth, been with us the entire 21 years, or somewhere in between. Together, we will experience all that Midnight has to offer as we work our way toward the 3rd and final installment of the World Soul Saga, called The Last Titan. We will learn what it
I
means
just
to
hate
carry
how
loss
retail looks
and still
now.
move forward. Heroism isn't perfection. It's
That's
a
when
winding
retail
road
was
of choices
awesome.
we make when things are hardest. And when our idea of the world is shattered, our notion of home will be paramount. There must be time for rest, creativity, and community.
Why did they turn
In short,
retail into a
housing.
mobile game, man?
We've been
Classic
asking
looks
for
so
this feature
sick.
since the early days of WoW. We wanted to build it, and we knew it had to live up to 20 years of hopes and dreams. And on top of that, whatever housing started with, it had to be poised to grow and evolve over many years and be guided by our players. And here we are, with player housing about to enter full release with the Midnight expansion. During Housing Early Access, you have absolutely blown our minds. In the first 2 weeks alone, you all spent over 4 million hours in your houses and neighborhoods. That's over 450 years.
Sounds
You
like a
placed
regular
over
WoW
14 million
streamer.
decor items in that time.
Never leaving
The
their
most
house.
gold has been spent on the secretive bookcase wall, of course, because who doesn't love a secret door? I always say, never underestimate players, and thank you for proving me right over and over again. It's been a beautiful reminder that everyone enjoys Azeroth in their own way. And on that note, we want to see even more of that creativity. We recently announced the launch of Azeroth Interiors, which is our Midnight Renovation Challenge. This is a global invitational for WoW creators and community members who are competing in a battle unlike anything we've ever seen before. Instead of swords and shields, their weapons are mood boards, boundless creativity, and finesse with our tools. So head over to your favorite creator channels and check out their concepts for what they will be building over the next month. Over time, our updates to housing will be
Okay,
driven
housing
by
building
what you want
competition.
and what you need to make your dreams real as you continue to explore, imagine, and push the tools to their limits. We'll have more about the updates you can expect in housing in a few moments. If you've played WoW before, one of the coolest parts about housing when you open up your inventory for the first time is to see all the housing items you've collected without even knowing it because of achievements you got in past expansions. It's like a trip down memory lane. And speaking of memories, let's talk about WoW Classic. Over the past 6 years, I really can't believe it's been 6 years. Classic has been an expression of love for the early years of WoW.
Classic hype.
And bringing it to you in a variety of flavors. Between our hardcore seasonal and progression realms, you've shown us the ongoing potential of WoW and Classic are limitless. We take that to heart, and we will continue to honor that. Today, Mists of Pandaria Classic continues in the original Classic realms, with the next
Delete this
major
game.
milestone being the release of the Escalation update in a few weeks. It includes a new quest campaign, new battlegrounds, scenarios, and more. We're going to release the Mists of Pandaria patches over time as we have with previous expansions, and you can expect the Siege of Orgrimmar and the return of Timeless Isle later this year. The launch of Burning Crusade Classic on our anniversary realms is also on our
Okay,
doorstep.
phase 3 summer.
Another round of Illidan taunts and
Black
Fel
Temple.
Reaver terrors. The Outlands, Kara, Mag, and more are coming later this year too.
June or August,
we
maybe?
also launched seasonal Titan Reforged realms in Classic for our players in China. Why? Not only are our audiences between Modern and Classic unique, but so are our WoW players in China. We made those realms for them, based on how they play. And that's not all we're cooking up. I can say with confidence that all Classic players across the globe have a lot to look forward to. I'm really excited to announce that... I guess we'll save that for later.
Yeah, I knew
So,
it. I knew
Back
it.
to where I began.
I told you
What
guys.
is the state of Azeroth? It's alive in all its forms.
They were gonna hint at
Incredibly
it.
vibrant and
They're
getting
gonna save
brighter.
it for BlizzCon.
And we plan to keep it that way
Told
with your
you.
help and guidance as we listen to your feedback and act on it. Soon you will see us launch surveys and games
That
so
was
we
a
can get your
Classic
thoughts
Plus
and
joke.
feedback. Listening to you is our commitment. We
Yep.
mean it, and we aim to keep proving it. We want to give you the place, space,
Everyone
and
knows
tools to
Classic
play
Plus is
how you
coming,
wanna
but they
play
just can't
and
announce it
live
yet
how you
because they
wanna
have to
live
have
in
something to
Azeroth.
announce at BlizzCon.
That's our North Star.
Telling you,
We
that's
want
the
our
premier
humble
premiere
universe
announcement
to
at
be the place you
BlizzCon.
go to when you have a bit of free time, when you need to recharge alongside your friends and family after a long day, or when you need an escape. Let off steam by conquering a boss, role-playing, now decorating, mogging, PvPing, exploring, whatever. A fantasy home in every sense, where strangers become friends and friends become neighbors. And we have a plan to help those of you looking for your people, those players who enjoy the same things in WoW that you do. We're calling it the WoW Ambassador Program, which is all about the community helping the community, as it often does.
What? Wait.
This is less about us and more about you. A bit of an experiment to help connect you with players and communities that are filled with others who play how you play or how you want to play. Our ambassadors are helpful friends from within our very own WoW community, and you can check out our website for more details. As you know,
World of
community
Warcraft
is
ambassadors.
our mainstay. And in the era of housing, we wanted to do what we can to support those who need more than
Player
pixels
mods?
when it comes to having a place to live. This year, we're excited to be partnering with Habitat for Humanity with a charity pet pack that we hope, with your support, will help provide safety and shelter to families in need of affordable homes. Habitat for Humanity has helped more than 65
W
million
Habitat for
people
Humanity, man.
globally. This charity pet pack includes the adorable Rufus, who will be available in both Modern and Classic WoW. Rufus
Oh,
loves
they
to
got a
build,
dog pet.
something you'll see in action if he's left idle for too long. Those of you who play Modern WoW will also get a doghouse, a bowl, and a
That's
bed.
gonna go ham.
We're incredibly excited to be supporting Habitat for Humanity this year, and we'll have more information to share about how you can bring Rufus home soon. As always, you are our heroes,
How
our
dare
heartbeat,
they?
and our gratitude
Oh,
is
goodness.
everlasting. I'll see you at BlizzCon 2026, and of course, at home in Azeroth.
Uh-oh. New trailer? No. Just a highlight.
Hey everyone, and thank you, Holly. I'm Ian Hazikostas, Game Director for World of Warcraft. I want to start off by saying thank you, as always, to our community, for your continued passion, for the time you put into this world, and for your boundless creativity. It has been so amazing seeing so many folks jump into housing over the last couple of months. I'll be talking more about this later, but I just wanted to start out by saying, on behalf of everyone who had any part in bringing housing to life, that we are simply in awe of what you've already created. We knew you'd make incredible homes, but the community response has just blown away our expectations. There simply is no World of Warcraft without you, our community. We are honored to be a part of this world and humbled to be the caretakers of something that has remained so special and so important to so many people for so long.
On a side note,
Today, I'd like to share with you
I
a
like
bit
the
what we're up to with World of Warcraft.
OSRS
In terms of the
style
right
of
now present
update
stuff,
better, where
the
I
fast
use
approaching launch of
was just
Midnight,
sitting on the
and a
couch
small
with Mod
peek at
Kieran,
some of the bigger things that we have
or
planned
they were sitting in the
for
chairs,
2026.
and they're just
So
talking.
obviously, I can't go too far into all the
And it
details,
felt way less
especially with so
scripted.
many of our plans tied up in story spoilers and us wanting to keep some surprises. But we think there is a ton to look forward to for all residents of Azeroth in the year ahead. So let's get right into it. As we stand here today, we are just over a month from launching Midnight and getting the game into your hands. The team is working hard to polish up the last details of the expansion, iron out bugs, refine features, and just overall get this thing ready for you to dive into in March. But between now and then, there's still plenty to do and see in WoW today. We are kicking off the Midnight pre-launch event called Twilight Ascension. This event will run until Midnight's launch on March 2nd. This is where the stakes start to crystallize, and the threat we face begins to take real shape, and the void makes itself felt in our world. This is a repeatable event in which you'll join Magister Umbric and Grand Magister Ramath in their efforts to keep the Twilight's Blade at bay at locations around the world. You'll be killing rares, completing world quests, and defeating bosses as you earn limited time rewards like pets, mounts, transmogs, and of course, some fresh housing decor for your home. The 12.0 pre-patch that recently went live also includes a ton of the new features and improvements that are tied to Midnight. Demon hunters out there can get started.
Doesn't seem very hyped so far.
Void-themed
To be honest with you, they haven't announced anything.
Or Void Elf Demon Hunters can be unlocked with a short quest line. Some of the baseline systems improvements and updates.
Like it's, I mean, the retail stuff.
Our new Transmog 2.0 system, which includes situational.
It's cool for
outfit
retail.
swapping,
I mean, retail
improved
players are
UI,
probably hype
and
about
finally slot-based transmog, so you don't have to constantly
transmog and housing
every time you get an upgrade.
A lot of people just play
players new
retail
to
for
PvP,
transmog and housing, so
learn
they're
the ropes
like the
in the training
collectors are
grounds.
probably hyped. Like the
Expanding and
cloggers,
revamping the idea found in Compstomp.
the cloggers are
Players
probably
will join
going
a
crazy
battle
right now when they
against
saw that
smarter
dog pet.
game-controlled opponents in Arathi Basin, Silver Shard Mines, and Battle for Gilneas. Also kicking off this week is the Winds of Mysterious Fortune, a limited time event where XP and reputation gains are boosted across the board, especially reputation. We think this is another great way to get
basically the
caught up
RS3
ahead
players
of
are hyped right now.
whether it's leveling an alt to join the fray,
Maybe not
or
even them
fast-tracking some of
though.
those rep-based
I don't know. I mean,
decor
all this
items that you've
stuff
been
is kind of like.
And as part of this celebration of Midnight, we are granting a special limited time
This
Dark
is
Portal decor
crazy.
item to every player with an active WoW subscription who logs in between now and the launch of the expansion.
A dark
Finally,
portal
Welcome
housing
Back
item
Weekend
is kind of
also
cool.
starts today. If you're not currently subscribed to WoW, but you've had a subscription in the past, from now until February 1st, you can explore the WoW base game for free up to level 80, including all level up content, pre-launch
You
events.
can do the whole
recent
leveling
system
process
updates
for
I've been talking
free.
about, a completely overhauled returning player experience, and more
Damn.
than 20 years of Azeroth's
It
world
used to be
and
level
story.
1 to 20.
We are so excited about Midnight and all that's been going on with WoW, and we really want to make sure
They're
that
letting
we're
people
making it
level
easy for
all
you
the way to
come check
max
it all
level
out.
for free now.
The level cap is of course increasing to 90, and you'll be leveling through
That's
4
30
new and
minutes of
reimagined
content.
zones, full of new questing content, both campaign chapters as well as local stories, and additional chapters waiting for you at max level. Midnight is introducing 8 new dungeons, 11 new delves, and a new delve companion, Valera, as well as the praise system to add a layer of depth, challenge, and intrigue to your outdoor world gameplay. We have new PvP features coming in Midnight, like the new epic battleground Slayer's Rise, which also exists as an outdoor world space for those of you who prefer world PvP in war mode. You can also spend some time in the Arcantina, a mystical tavern where you can rub elbows with some big names in WoW lore, learn more about them, and complete quests on their behalf. Now, a couple of weeks after launch, Season 1 will kick off in full. That update will pull the story forward through a host of new content. First off, we have the 6-boss raid, the Voidspire, that really is going to be the beginning of a capstone to the story that we're telling at the start of Midnight. We're also going to have a smaller 1-boss raid called the Dream Rift, as well as 4 new world bosses in the outdoor world. As we kick off our seasons, we're going to have a new
This
pool
game
of
doesn't
Mythic
even
Plus
look like
dungeons,
WoW.
4 new Midnight dungeons, along with 4 updated Legacy dungeons. our new Delve season, and of course a new
so
PvP
bad.
season
I'm
where you
sorry.
can test
I'm
your
sorry. I
skills and
can't.
earn cutting-edge rewards.
Can't
And
look at
with
it.
the training grounds I mentioned earlier, hopefully there'll be a smoother on-ramp into PvP for those who are trying to get into the ecosystem for the first time. Now, a couple of weeks after that, we're also going to have a third raid zone, the March on Caldenas, a new 2-boss raid that really caps off this initial chapter of the Midnight story and brings us closer to what will come next. The addition of story mode to World of Warcraft has made it so that any player can experience these moments for themselves, and we want to continue to lean in, giving you ways to live the story of Azeroth no matter how you choose to play. Whether you
It's
want to
probably
jump
the
in
same
and tap
feeling
raids,
when an
do
OSRS
delves,
player,
or
like a
just hang out
long-time
in the
OSRS
Argentina
player,
and have
looks
a
at
chat.
RS3.
Our goal, as always,
And you're like,
is to
what
give you
are
lots
they
to do
doing?
and tons to choose among. And we can't wait to see how you choose to adventure across the unfolding story of Midnight. As I said earlier, we have been utterly overwhelmed by your creativity and your ingenuity during housing so far, and of course, by your feedback. As Holly said, we want you to help us build this feature together. We want to hear more of what you're interested in, more of what's working and what's not working, and your feedback is directly informing the decisions we make. You've already seen some quality of life
WoW has
improvements
POH.
go
They just
live over
added
the
them
last
like a few
couple of
months ago.
but we're keeping a close eye on housing to continually improve the feature.
But they have
from every
no
angle,
functionality.
whether we're talking about economy adjustments, UI updates,
It's
or
all
new
cosmetic.
functionality. We want to keep finding opportunities to support the creative expression that you invent, like making it easier to float your house, for example. Right off the bat, there's a couple of things we already have in mind. We've heard from many of you that your cozy creation doesn't quite feel complete without the ability for some of your companion pets to wander around it and get into trouble. So we want to offer the ability to place
They
those
tried
pets
player
there,
housing
as
with
well as
actual
showcasing more
functionality
of your
in
cosmetic
WoD, and
collections
it
in
killed the
general.
game.
Like, for
Everybody
example,
quit
being able to
because then
hitch
no
a
one was
couple of
hanging
your
out in the
favorite
cities
mounts up
anymore.
in your yard outdoors. We're working on delivering that as well. We've also seen and heard that
It killed
as
the real
you're
world.
expressing that boundless creativity and maybe making something like, say, a grand piano that you cobble together from a dozen different decor pieces, it can be frustrating when you realize that you have your grand creation, but it's not quite in the spot you want it to be in, and you want to move it just a few feet over to the side. Right now, you pretty much have to deconstruct and reconstruct the thing to do that. Well, we want to make it so that you can just click and drag, mass select the multiple pieces, and move them over. While we're at it, let's also have the ability to copy and paste. So if you want to have a few of those grand pianos,
For what it's worth, guys, they said this is-
paste, and there you go.
People that
And
have done this
speaking
said
of
it's like
copying
one of
and
the.
pasting,
It is
we've
the
also
best
heard from
player
many of
housing in
you
any
that
MMO
as you're
ever. They
browsing
said it's not
these
even close.
amazing
It's like
creative
very, very
designs that
good.
your fellow players are coming up with,
The amount of
you wish that it
customization
would be
options and
easier
shit that
to
you can
just
do.
grab
It's
them
endless.
and import them as a starting point for your own
So, I mean, that's a W,
experimentation.
but
Or maybe
I'm
you've
still not
cooked
gonna
up
do it.
something that you're really proud of and you want to share it with your friends or the community at large. So we're working on creating import and export codes for easy sharing and exchanging.
no
of your
use.
house
It's all
designs.
cosmetic.
Along the way, to give you even more freedom in what you can do, you're going to see decor budgets, both for interior and exterior placement, continue to increase. Some of that is the product of things we're learning about technical limits on the system, but also just a desire to give
But do they
ongoing
have
progression
max
as you're
ornate
able to level
pool?
up your house more and more. That's some of the stuff we're working on. Definitely
Palmore.
not a complete list, but we're keeping an eye on bigger things for housing as well. Once neighborhood endeavors go live with Midnight launch, we'll be paying very close attention to just how they liven up your neighborhoods and how you interact with them to determine how best to support the things you want to see from that feature.
They're trying to
going
bring
forward.
back the social aspect in
All of
retail.
this is just the ground floor for housing in World of Warcraft.
It's commendable.
This is the foundation of a feature that we want to be a reflection of your
They need
life
to focus
and
on
times
this.
in Azeroth, and we're serious about expanding it and improving it alongside you in the years to come. So again, thank you so much for your passion and your feedback so far. Keep telling us what you want.
Did
from
all this
housing,
pass the
and we will
poll?
keep listening, and we will keep it coming.
If they would have polled player housing, it would have passed.
Now it's time to get into the content updates you can look forward to beyond the launch of Midnight. We have a few things to share today, starting with more specific plans, and then getting a bit more vague as we move later into the year with details to follow. So first off, shortly after Midnight's launch, patch 1205 will hit our public test realm. This update finds us in the immediate aftermath of those Season 1 raids, which, would you believe, didn't quite fully resolve the threat that Xal'atath poses to Azeroth. And so we're going to see void assaults begin to pop up across the outdoor world.
Damn, so they
These
already
will
did
bring
the
new
classic
enemies for us
announcement?
to
It's
fight,
done?
New reasons to rally to defend Azeroth, and of course,
My God.
new rewards along with it. On the lighter side, we're also going to be adding a prop hunt-inspired event as a small diversion from this pitched battle raging between the light
I'm still
and the
mining.
dark. In this event, you're going to queue up and find yourself on a team facing off against another small team of 5 in a location like Silvermoon City or the Alliance and Horde neighborhoods, where one team uses
Chevy!
enchantment
Thank you,
and
bro.
illusion to disguise themselves cleverly as innocuous props and try to hide in the environment, while the other team tries to seek them out. This event is not going to do much when it comes to beating back the Void and saving Azeroth, but it is a way to find some fun in the face of an ever-present, ever-growing threat. Our next small update, 1207, brings a further escalation of these Void assaults, but also a standalone one-boss raid. We're excited to get away from the idea of raids being consigned to just these massive twice-a-year updates, and we want to lean more into the flexibility of matching the content that we offer to the narrative and just fun opportunities that we see to tell stories of different shapes and sizes. All of this brings us to the first major Midnight content update, 12.1. Now, I can't reveal the name, setting, or really much of anything specific about this update yet, but I can share that 12.1 will bring with it a large new outdoor questing space full of
But we
max-level
can
content,
say
a new raid,
there
and
will
of course,
be
new seasons, so an updated Mythic Plus
new
dungeon
content.
pool, new PvP and Delve rewards, and the continued refinements and expansion that you'd expect
shit.
from a major content update in WoW.
Oh,
This patch is
shit.
also going to bring an overhaul of our friend system that makes it easier for you to keep up with friends you have and make new friends along the way. Next up
Things that
comes
were,
12.1.5,
things that
which
are,
brings with it an all-new
and
content type.
things that have
We
not
have seen
yet
how
come to
passionately the community has
pass.
taken to delves, and we want to support this with even more flexibility and experimentation. For those of you who love delve gameplay, but wish there were something a little more than the bite-sized experiences we currently offer, we are adding a new feature
I
that
got
we're currently
DDoS.
calling labyrinths. These are inspired by mega dungeons in a sense.
Oh,
And labyrinths
wait.
are large, sprawling delve experiences that you can tackle all at once or just a bit at a time, depending on your schedule and
one
preference.
player raids?
They're going to have a different form and reward structure than you're used
Wait
to
a
seeing in your
second.
delves, but they will keep the core elements of exploring and besting
Solo
foes
raids.
alongside your trusty delve companion. Beyond that, and also in 12.1.5, we are planning another small one-boss raid in this window. Unlike the raid in 12.07, which is more of a standalone thing, this
Van,
raid
thank
is
you for
going to
that
be a
4-monther.
direct continuation of Midnight's narrative, bridging us and setting the stage for the next major update in the following year, which we'll talk about down the line. Later in the year, we also have a new standalone event coming from the same group of mad scientists who brought you game modes like Plunderstorm or Remix.
Okay, a new
We'll have
game
more to
mode.
share on this as
Check
we
it
get
off the
closer to
bingo.
date, but this is going to be another separate standalone mode that exists
Nice.
alongside the
Check
core
it off
World
the
of
bingo.
Warcraft loop. And all of this, of course, is going to be accompanied by the steady, fast flow of content that you're used to seeing. Holiday updates, events like Turbulent Timeways, and much more. We want to keep moving at the live service pace you've come to expect since Dragonflight and that we've continued through the War Within, making sure there's always something new and exciting on the horizon.
Okay, BlizzCon hype.
Now that's the big stuff we have to share right now. But there's still way more to come in Midnight and in World of Warcraft as a whole, and we can't wait for you to see it. We also have this little thing called BlizzCon coming up in just under 8 months. And while I can't say too much today, what I can say is that this is going to be one for the ages. We really hope to see you there and to show you some of
Classic
how we're
Plus
thinking
hype.
about the next 20 years of everything Warcraft. You're not going to want to miss this one. Thank you so much for joining us today. And thank you to every single
Diplomat,
member of
what's
this
going on, bro?
community
Thank you for that
being
4-monther
a
as
part
well.
of the journey with us. But before we go, however,
Thank you,
I
man.
just want to share one last thing.
Classic Plus?
We know the Void and Xalatath are dark threats,
Nope.
and that the stakes are high, and the tone of Midnight can be dire. But we also never want to forget that Azeroth is, for all of us, home. It's a place of light, community, family, and friends. This is a world that could warm the heart of even the Prince of Darkness.
Voldemort? In WoW? Oh shit. Who is this?
Yes! Yes, 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 yes! Woo!
Is this a WoW TV show? Damn. Midnight housing advertisement. That was a pretty sick animation though. I was wondering, like, I thought they were introducing a new character. Midnight arrives 3/2/2026. All right. That was it, boys. That was the announcement. It is over. So what did they announce? There was no big sword joke. They did mop. No sod announcement. Can we cross this off? Hold on. Let's do this bingo real quick. All right. Red. They did mop. They did classic plus. There was no random celebrities. They did BlizzCon. They didn't do WoD Classic. They didn't do a raid preview. They did a new content. I mean, the coolest thing was the solo raids. No character return. No microtransactions. I mean, unless you count that pet. They did more to come. New game mode they did. The Classic Plus was a joke, so I guess you could count that. They've announced Classic Plus twice where they announced it without saying anything. So it is happening. I didn't see any Xalatath feat. The playable now thing, I guess you could be like, yeah, you could level for free. They didn't really announce much. The biggest WoW news from today was the dog pet and the solo raids that are called, what were they called? The new solo raid. They called them something. Labyrinths. Yeah, they have labyrinths. Okay, so that was pretty much it, right? Did you hear they're adding housing? Yeah. The whole thing was housing. It's like, so if they announce they'll be making an announcement at BlizzCon, yes, they announced they're making an announcement. Classic Blizzard, guys. This is classic Blizzard. That was pretty much it. So this bingo did not really happen. Not even half the board happened. All right, that's it for the bingo. What on earth's hell heaven was that about, really? Am I just brain dead, or is that 100% nothing at all? I try not to say, I'm trying to not say anything if I don't have anything good to say, but it is tough. It's tough for me, man. I definitely struggle with that. To be honest with you guys, I personally wouldn't have done that announcement if I was Blizzard. Because like the thing is, like, they want to announce everything at BlizzCon. They don't really want to spoil anything. Whatever they're doing that's big. I mean, the cool thing was labyrinths, and I think that should have been more of the focus. But like, I'm a huge combat guy. Like, there's so many people that are cloggers in retail WoW. Like, clogging might be the majority of players. I don't know. There's a ton of people that do clogs, collection logging, and achievements, and transmogging is a massive part of the player base in retail. So they're definitely appealing to that crowd with this particular update. And the cloggers having their own house, being able to put stuff in the house that they collect. I mean, that's the whole game for these people. These people don't really do that much combat, you know? They don't care too much about it. So for that, I think for the clog community, the collection log achievement community, I'll call them like achievement logging transmog communities. For those people, I mean, it was probably a pretty cool update for them, you know? But for like the Mythic Plus spammers and raiders, I mean, there really wasn't much besides like the labyrinths. And the labyrinths, honestly, the idea of them sounds really cool. I'm interested. The delves don't interest me because the delves kind of feel like a chore. But if it's a one-man raid, if they present it as like a solo raid, and it's very challenging, and you can get good gear from it, I mean, that's pretty cool. If they're able to pull that off. How are labyrinths going to be balanced around classes? Well, that's the hard thing, isn't it? When you design a game like World of Warcraft, the question is always, how do we balance this? And that is a nightmare. And I don't believe it can be done. It's just too hard of a challenge. There will always be a class or a spec that it's just easier on. It's just easier on some classes, like tanks that do a lot of damage. It's usually just easier to do the content on those classes. Delves aren't bad. It's basically a 10 to 15 minute solo dungeon with normal mode raid gear as a reward at the highest level and lets you get extra heroic slot in the vault. Yeah, and you really only do the delves when you need gear. I would only do the delves like the first couple weeks of an expansion. And then after that, you're getting better gear from doing Mythic 10s and higher, or Mythic 15s. Guzu is very upset about that announcement. Why? Because they didn't say anything about Classic? They literally said nothing about Classic besides that. I mean, they just said that they're updating MOP and they're going to update TBC. That's it. Classic is going into TBC hype. We already know that. Oh, man. There are more people who do delves and don't do group content now. From my experience of playing an MMO, when solo content is an option, the majority of players will play solo, especially if finding a partner to play with is difficult. RuneScape is a primarily solo game where you're just playing with others. Everyone is kind of doing their own solo journey. And it works. It works, to be honest. But WoW's grouping system is light years better than it used to be with Mythic Plus, finding a group, finding a raid. It's so easy to find a pug now. And if you have item level, you'll get invited. It's all about item level. That's primarily what people care about now. And if you've cleared the raid or not. But that gets into it. That gets into the IO system, which doesn't really happen at the base level, but at the heroic level and mythic, of course. It's like applying for a job at the mythic level. But anyone can just queue into Raid Finder, or anybody could probably you just bring people with item level for normal, and you don't have to do the mechanics. You'll kill the boss. If you have enough people with item level, the boss will die. And that's great, I think, for normal. And then people start getting greedy and fighting and stealing loot. You can't steal loot in retail. They fixed ninja looting. In classic, it's still a problem because of master looter, which is why they got rid of it. I'm 33 years old and dealt with enough noobs. I want to play my game alongside others, not with them. Totally fine. I know I like, as sometimes, guys, like as fun as it is for me to play with viewers, what I learned last night is I probably have a better chance of getting purples if I run by myself. Because if I run with viewers or people that have better gear than me, I'm literally last on damage every single time, even if I'm pumping. Like, it doesn't really benefit me if I'm looking at it strategically. I should be sending solo 345s. I beat Ivy on damage. She died. And if she didn't die, I wouldn't have beat her on damage. That's why everyone on Twitch does solos for TOA. Yeah, because, I mean, if I'm playing with the boys, they have less gear than me. So it still benefits me to run. But if you're last in damage, you're probably better off running by yourself. Did you calculate the points per hour? Kind of, yeah. I was getting like 1,200 points per hour yesterday. It was low. It was very low. Irons are better off running alone. New raid will be scared for two people minimum. Yeah, I was just kind of running the numbers in my head. Like, it's whatever. I enjoyed it. I loved playing with viewers last night. It was really fun. But if I'm calculating in my head, like, if I really wanted to get loot, this would not be worth it. It just didn't make sense because I was so low on damage. Like, the bosses would die so fast because everyone had shadows. The bosses would die so fast, I couldn't get any points. I had the highest chance of loot I had last night was 2.7%. That was the highest percentage chance I had the whole night. And I've never, ever had that low chance of percentage when I raid with the irons in the clan. Doing 500 chillers is fun with 2 friends. What are you, flexing on us, bro? I did most of my cocks in TOA solo, but would prefer raids to be like TOB where I feel like I can't solo them. Yeah, so that is a interesting take, and I haven't thought about that much yet, but that is one way of looking at it. If they tune the raid for 2 players, then while I'm in the raid playing with others, I'm not sitting there having these thoughts that I'm thinking right now where, man, this would be better if I was just doing this solo. I'm not thinking that right now because I know that if I go solo, I probably won't be able to clear TOB. And so now I'm grateful for the other guys that I'm in there with instead of thinking, damn, I should just be doing, I'm being punished for playing with these guys now. You know what I mean? So when you're in TOB, raiding might be, it's cool that TOA exists, but yeah, maybe the TOB system is better. Because then you're not thinking, man, I should just be doing this solo for a better chance at loot. You're not really thinking that people are stealing your purples or anything like that. We can take off the big WoW news now. We can take that out of the title. The big WoW news was not so big after all, unfortunately. We'll just have to wait until BlizzCon. We got skamazed, boys.